Dear children, now we move on to the next part of the lesson. This was the recap. I just revised what we had done in the last lesson. We move on with the social causes. Now, another major reason of discontent in the minds of the Indians against the Britishers. Dear children, we all know that India follows a lot many traditions and customs, and these are all age-old traditions and customs which have been followed since times immemorial. Of course, in today's context and even in those times, all these, rather most of these practices or most of these religious practices were improper, which should not have been done, but then because of the religious orthodox minds of the Indians, these were prevalent in those times in India. For example, there was a practice of sati. I hope you know that it was prevalent, rather it was rampant. This practice was followed in every part of India, in every part of the villages in India. That is the practice of sati, where the woman had to jump in the pyre of her husband. If the husband dies early, the woman was also forcibly burnt along with the husband in the pyre. Pyre is P-Y-R-E, that is the tradition of burning the bodies after the death was followed in India, and it was a customary that the lady had to jump all by herself in the pyre of her husband, because that was a prevalent practice. It was absolutely inhuman, but it was there in India, and this was opposed by the Britishers. They felt that it is absolutely wrong that the wife had to give away her life after the husband dies. And therefore, they tried to stop by making new rules and regulations, and they introduced the Sati Prohibition Act. Along with that, another act was introduced, that is widow remarriage. In those times, dear children, if the husband dies and the lady becomes a widow, she had to remain a widow all her life. She couldn't remarry. The social laws in India were very, very religious and stringent, very strict, and everyone had to follow those. But then the Britishers again interfered in these, making new laws and regulations for the Indian society to follow. Of course, both these were absolutely good, because the lady who was left behind after the husband's death, the wife, faced a lot of trouble in later life, and therefore if she was given a chance to remarry and resettle in life, of course it was for the betterment of that lady, but which was not allowed by the Indian society in those times. But then even this act was introduced, and the Britishers wanted that both the old rules, social rules, should be stopped, and their rules should be levied after this. But then this was absolutely disapproved by the Indians, because they thought that the Britishers are now slowly interfering in their religious, cultural, social lifestyle, and therefore they posed a fight against the Britishers. The next very important cause, dear children, we all know that India was ruled by many kings in those times. Of course, there were big and small kingdoms. There were Nawabs, there were the Nizams, and the Mughals, the Marathas. So many kingdoms running at a time, ruled by different kings. And every king had their own policy, every king had their own rules and regulations to run the kingdom. But then, with the advent of the British rule in India and the spread of the British rule in India, it so happened that we came under one rule. Now, how did this happen? This happened because initially what we have learned in history, that the first fight, that is the Battle of Plassey in 1757, which we lost against the Britishers, the first defeat which we had to face from the Britishers, that is the Battle of Plassey, which gave a lot of freedom for the Britishers to encroach on Indian territory, particularly on Indian kingdoms, or rule the Indian kings, because we lost many battles to them. The then Viceroy of India, that is Lord Dalhousie, introduced new laws, new political laws, and he levied all those political laws to be followed by these kings who had lost many wars against the Britishers. Now he Lord Dalhousie, he captured, that is, what is annexation is? Capturing. He captured many princely states or many small and big kingdoms on various reasons. For example, what the book tells us is, the Nawab of Ayodhya was dethroned. Dethroned is, he was removed from the throne, and what reason did Lord Dalhousie give? He said that you will have to step down from your throne, disown your kingdom, because your administration is faulty. That is, on the grounds of maladministration. Maladministration is faulty or improper administration. You are not at all a good king. You cannot run your kingdom well, and therefore, forcibly, Ayodhya was taken away by the Britishers. The Nawab could not do anything against the British. Likewise, he also annexed so many parts in India, so many kingdoms or princely states in India, that is of Satara, Nagpur and Jhansi, particularly mentioned in the book, on a very, very important reason, that is the doctrine of lapse. Now let us first understand what is doctrine of lapse. Doctrine of lapse is a concept, that is, if a king did not have a son who would step on the throne after the king dies, and he would run the administration of his kingdom after the king dies, then the Britishers took away that princely state, or took away that kingdom under this concept of doctrine of lapse. And therefore, there were princely states like Satara, Nagpur and Jhansi, where the king did not have any heir to the throne. Heir is H-E-I-R. That means he did not have a son to carry on with the administration after him, and therefore, on this pretext or under this reason, Lord Dalhousie annexed many kingdoms, princely states in India, and thus the Britishers widened or expanded and encompassed their rule from north to south, east to west. But then these policies of Lord Dalhousie, again, but now we are talking about the political causes, left the kings in a very, very what to say, like they were very, very saddened, and rather they were angry also, because their position was at stake. Kings had to give away their princely rule, they had to give away their kingdoms with no reason, like maybe just on the grounds of maladministration, which might be incorrect, or maybe doctrine of lapse, and therefore the kings were absolutely dissatisfied with the Britishers.